Tommy from the Bronx. Told you guys about him a few days ago. He's my source. He's my source inside Diaz camp. Tommy sends me a direct message and says, Nick and Robbie are fighting at middleweight. Now, what are you talking about? It was the first thing I thought. I even wrote it back. So what are you talking about? And I didn't understand that what he was telling me. What he's telling me is, as of now, this is breaking news. They're moving the fight to middleweight. The way he wrote it and the way I responded to Tommy, I thought he was like correcting something I've been saying all along this journey, and that the fight's been at middleweight the whole time. Now, that's certainly something I would have heard of, and Tommy is just flat wrong. So I Google it real fast. I click on the very first link that it gave me, and sure enough, it says it's a middleweight fight. I go, how would I miss that? How have no middleweights been weighing in on Nick? How come only welterweights are coming after? What have I missed here? Okay, connect the dots. This is breaking news. Nick is now asking, and Dana's even confirmed this. Nick is saying, can we move the fight to middleweight? Dana reached out to Robbie Lawler. Robbie said, look, I'm on an airplane. I'll hit you up when I get into town. What's going on here? Because this is not good news. This is baffling, in fact. To attempt to, because we got to back up, guys. It's extremely important that we back up. One of the reasons that we have given Nick the benefit of the doubt from the jump is because of a training video that he made, produced, and released on his own Instagram with the help of his management team that showed that he had gone through a 12-week training camp. He took his shirt off. He looked like $1 million, right? We judge. Sure we do. Sure we judge a book by its cover. This is the whole reason we do the stare down. What's this guy look like? What's this guy look like? How good a shape is he in? Start speculating. Okay. Nick got on the scale, weighed 168 pounds, and was talking about dropping down to 155 pounds. Now, I had a problem with that video, even though these guys are some kind of skilled photograph experts. No, of course they're not. Some silly goofs in a gym in Stockton. If the scale says he weighs 168, he weighs 168. But I've been around Nick in person a number of times since Nick has left the sport 5 years ago. Even though 168 pounds, anytime I've ever seen him. He's much closer to 208 pounds than he is to 168 pounds. Every time I've ever been around him, I was surprised, but I was also impressed, and I believed it. Going into 5 rounds, having this match with Lawler changed to a 5-round fight. The belief is that favors Nick. Nick's in great shape. He's this cardio machine. That's just the talk out there. All right. All of this ties in if Nick wants to move the fight to 185 pounds, because you are left, if a guy can't make the agreed upon weight class that he allegedly was 3 pounds under, because don't forget, they're going to go 171. He was allegedly 3 pounds under that per his own Instagram when the entire comeback train started. So before training camp started, he's 3 pounds underweight. And now, 3 days before weigh-ins, he can't make it. You just have to simply ask yourself, why? Why can he not make weight? Why is he bigger now than he was before? Why was he bigger now than before that training video that surfaced? Why is he bigger now than when the talk said he was going to come back and maybe even do it at 155 pounds? Why? And there's only a couple of reasons why you gain weight. And it all ties back to calories in, calories out. You could live on nothing but Oreos, contrary to what nutritionists would believe you, and you can lose weight. You just can't eat very many of them. Or you can eat the whole damn box and lose weight if you're burning a lot of calories. So how is Mr. Triathlete, how is a guy that's training for a 5-round fight, how is he not able to make weight? And you do have to ask yourself why. What happened here? Follows a very strict Presbyterian diet, so let's not assume that it's calories in. It only leaves us with one other guess, which is calories out. If you're training and you're training hard, the calories are going out. And if you're Robbie Lawler, why on earth would you accept that? Sure, you follow the golden rule, the show must go on. But I'm going to take 10% of your purse. That's also what the contract calls for. I'm going to get on the scale, the agreed upon weight class. It's only 3 days away. I'm not that far away. You're going to get on the scale, whatever you get on it at, and then I'm going to take 10%. Or we both get on it nice and big, and we agree on 8 right now. So it does put Robbie in a very tough spot. There is no scenario where Robbie changes weights and does it on the house. That's not what the contract calls for. That's not what the sport calls for. So whatever this conversation between Robbie and Dana is, Nick's team should have already called and made the offer. I tried to pull this on a guy once. I tried to pull this on Tim McKenzie. Bodog fight. And I just simply wasn't skilled at cutting weight yet. So I weighed 188 pounds. I had to get to 185. But we're now in Costa Rica, which is naturally warm, but I don't have my plastics with me. I didn't bring them. There was no sauna there. There was just some of the stuff that I knew to cut weight I did not have, and I was already uncomfortable. If you dehydrate 2 pounds, you're going to be uncomfortable. And that's all it was. But I didn't want to do it, and I got a hold of Mackenzie's side and said, I will give you $1,000 per pound. If I can miss weight, I'll give you $1,000 per pound. If we can weigh in at 190, boom, I'll kick in $5,000. And Tim took that as a sign of, hey, he's hurting. I'm going to make him continue to struggle. You're making weight. Okay, great. No problem. That was the expected response. But I wonder where Nick's head's at. I wonder what Nick's camp is saying. And Robbie's got to be wondering just how far are you going to miss weight? I mean, are we talking that you're 178 pounds and you just don't want to go pull the 8 off? So I'm 178 pounds too. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about that you're 200 pounds? You've been planning this the whole time. You get me to agree to it at the 11th hour. You pull 15 off and all of a sudden I'm in there with a guy that's got a 30-pound jump on me. And these are all things that Robbie will have to take into consideration. And there is a dollar amount to solve any kind of hesitation that Robbie has. For sure. I'll tell you that right now. Without even talking to Robbie, I'll tell you that right now. There's a number. But Robbie would also like to win this contest. He would also like to know fully what he's walking into. He would like to know, hey, what are we talking here? How much do you plan to miss by? Was this a plan the entire time? And you're actually a light heavyweight that's going to pull down to middleweight at the 11th hour while I'm a welterweight that's got to go up to middle. I mean, it's a conversation, right? I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going into different areas. But all of these things will be running through Robbie's head right now before he makes this agreement. Right now. Why and how? How long have you known? Why is it that this is coming to me now? Why are you trying to change it through a commission as opposed to just showing up, missing weight, and paying the 10%? There's a way you can miss weight right now. You don't need anybody's permission. Now, there's only so much you can miss it by, which is where Robbie's going to start to wonder, is he at that point? Is he that far over? And it's going to make me wonder, how? If the training was in place, how is the weight not? It's a fair question. It's going to be all of your guys' questions. This fight will happen. There may be some drama from all three involved, between Dana, between Lawler, between Diaz. There may be a little bit of fun. I'll here to tell you, go ahead and have fun with it. You will see those boys fight on Saturday under the unified rules. But there's now going to be a discussion. And if that amount, that number that Robbie's going to need, then Robbie's going to need something else. There's a lot of numbers. It's not just the purse you can manipulate. You can now manipulate the round. Sure, I'll fight the son of a bitch. But he's going to be a lot bigger, and I'm not going to do it for 25 minutes. That's a realistic one, too. Anderson Silva took a fight on next to no notice. I think it was 3 days in total, but he was in Brazil. It took him 24 hours just to travel here. He took a fight at UFC 200 against Daniel Cormier. And Anderson's going, look, I'll go fight him. That's a weight class. I don't fight at that weight class. That's the champion of the world. I'll do the whole thing. I have not prepared for this. I will do the whole thing, but I'm not going to do it for 25 minutes. I'll do it for 15. And Dana's going, look, it's a world title fight. If you go out and beat him, you don't become the world champion. And Anderson's going, then that's not what it's about. It's not about the world title. It's about doing the favor and fighting Daniel Cormier and saving the show. I'll do all of them. I'm not going to do it for 25 minutes. Dana understood. Said, I understand. I'll send you the plane ticket. Come out. And they did fight. Anderson fought the world champion in a non-championship match. It happened. So there's things like this out there, but there's still a conversation. There's still a dialogue. And Robbie Lawler will be left to look like the skunk at the garden party if he interferes with this. This isn't on Robbie. Nick's trying to change the deal. I'm just asking, and he'll get it changed. This whole thing's going to get worked out. But Robbie doesn't have to meet him all the way and go up to middleweight. Because we'll do it at a catch weight. That can be done and arranged as well. 178 pounds. What Robbie doesn't want to walk into is a situation where Nick is in Las Vegas weighing 202, and he's going to pull it off and get down to middleweight. Robbie's got the right to be concerned. I have the right to. I'm picking Nick in the fight. I'm picking Nick Diaz. I now do need to ask myself, why is he fat?